Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Duty's Daggers. Up here on the table, we have their knives. If you. Okay, try to put everything you know about knives out of your head. Pretend like you've never seen a knife before, besides, like, a buck 110 and a kitchen knife. Okay, you've never seen a knife, really. If you were looking at these two objects, you might not even think they were knives. Like if you didn't see a folding knife ever besides like very typical buck 110 type shit, if you were looking at these, you might not even guess they were knives. That's because they were built by and designed by, um, a sort of a wizard guy, kind of a wizard of the knife world named Brian Winters of Winterblade Co. Um, he designs all kinds of crazy knives with very futuristic aesthetics and using magnets. Both of these knives have magnets in them, not only that serve as the detents, but also in the locking mechanisms. This one up here is the Factor. Most people are familiar with this if you're in the knife community at all. And then this one is his newer one called the Mirage. And this one is, I don't own this one. This one was lent to me by Roll Shambo. Thanks, buddy. Um, and I've done videos about the Factor before, but since I have this one here, I want to kind of just talk about Winterblade Co. In general and show off the Mirage here and talk about the Factor too. So these are both made by, I believe, Best Tech. I'm not sure. I think Best Tech. I don't know. But they're not made here in the States. They're made overseas, designed by Brian Winters, made overseas. But Brian does make customs on his own, and he's always concocting these wild contraptions in his workshop. And he posts a lot of them on his Instagram. He will very regularly post a video of some random crazy prototype that he's working on, and it is so cool just to see what he's cooking up in there. He's done such crazy things as like a motorized OTF. So like you push a button and it like it motors out, and then you switch it back and it goes back in the handle. Um, Things like a double action side opening automatic, where you push the button and it snaps open. You push the button again and it snaps closed. It automatically closes. Just crazy, crazy, crazy shit. So really, you should be following him on Instagram. You'll see a lot of really cool stuff. But these are two knives that he has, OEM'd out and had made so that the mass populace can experience them. Um, this was my first experience with them, with his knives, the Factor here, and I absolutely love this knife. I really, really love it. Um, there's a magnet right in here that holds the blade closed and serves as the detent. So you flick it out just like a regular knife. Um, this is the locking mechanism. It looks kind of like a one-sided axis lock kind of deal, but there's a magnet basically shoving it or pulling it upwards into a slot in the tang, and you have to pull that down in order to disengage it, and then it can shut. Um, and then the magnet pulls it back upward. Um, Really interesting. This knife came with a set of stronger magnets that you could put in um, to increase the detent strength, and I did that, and I don't notice much of a difference, but I do a little bit. It's subtle, but it's a little bit of difference. um, there were a few drops of these. This is the version 2 Factor. The version 3 Factors are in production right now, and they're full titanium, textured titanium no less, and I believe magnet cut, I think. So those are going to be really sweet. But this is a version 2. It's got a titanium show side and carbon fiber lock side. Excellent titanium clip. This is G10 inlays on the switch and the pivot. And then this little bar right here that you push to flip is G10 as well. And there's actually a little slot in here that you can fit a vial of, what's it called? the never go dull stuff, the always glow stuff. What's it called? It's slightly radioactive. Tritium. Yeah, tritium. You can fit a tritium vial in here. So in the dark, this looks so crazy. It looks like an alien artifact. It's really neat. So anyways, there's a couple ways to... I'm not going to do a full review on the factor, but you can flip it out this way, or you can do the reverse flick. And this is such a long hole that I can even pinky flick this baby. Hold on. Whoopsie daisy. Hold on. There we go. I can pinky flick it. I can flick with that finger. Flick with that finger. I can flick with this finger. Thumb flick. Front flip. Pokey flip. There's all kinds of crazy fun ways to open the knife. And you get the signature ting noise. It's fantastic. Now this one, the Mirage, similar aesthetic, but you know, completely different. Similar size. Let's see. Yeah, almost exactly the same size. It's a little bit thinner this way, less kind of broad. We have carbon fiber kind of inlaid underneath these titanium here. Really nice long backspacer where it says M390 and Winterblade on it. I really like that. High polish. Really interesting construction. Never seen anything like it, where you have carbon fiber kind of peeking out underneath the titanium in certain areas. The lock side is also titanium. Really nicely designed clip. Really flows with the design here. And same locking mechanism. Same. It's called the M lock for magnet lock. And reverse flickable as well, but you don't have this little button thing on the back. It's just a flicker. It is also magnet assisted. This is an assisted knife. And I think that might have initially turned a lot of people off to it, because usually when knife guys hear assisted, they throw open their mouth a little bit. But honestly, you cannot even tell when you're flicking this thing. You really can't. It is very, very slight. In fact, there you can see. If you give it any kind of like downward motion while you're closing it, you get right past that. You get right past that resistance, and it just it falls shut like a button lock would. But if you just gently let it fall, you can see there's the resistance. So it's very slight, but it's there. And it just seems like it really seems like just a well-tuned D10. That's really all it feels like. It does not feel like an assisted Kershaw or something like that at all. Really kind of interesting feeling, and it is kind of fidgety because it's fun to do this. It's fun to like let it bounce. I don't know, it's just kind of fun. So it flicks very nicely. It thumb flicks. Whoops. Very nicely. And we have, instead of a sheep's footy blade, we have a drop point. Almost a straight back-ish, but more of a drop point. We got significant belly, very thin behind the edge. I'm not going to cut with this because it's not mine, but I'm sure this is going to slice very well. Full flat grind. Nice sharpening choil. He really nailed that. Very sharp edge. So yeah, if sheep's foot blades aren't for you, or I know a lot of people didn't like this thing. They would rather that just be solid. If you're one of those people, then maybe this is the one for you. Ergonomically, it's a bit better. I don't think having this gap here really hurts the ergos that much, but you do feel that there's nothing there. It's not a hot spot. It's more like your hand notices there's a spot there with no, spine. So this feels a little better in hand. Same fidgety action. You don't get the ting on this one. No tinging noise, unfortunately. Less of a hole, but it's in a perfect spot for reverse flicking. Yeah, it's great, man. I don't think I would buy one personally. I like the Factor much better. Much, much better. I love the blade shape more. I think the design just flows better on the Factor. On the Mirage here, the blade looks almost a little small for the handle. There's something about the blade to handle ratio that kind of throws me off. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it's the length of the blade to the length of the handle. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of wasted handle. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the thickness this way. I don't know. Something about it just looks a little odd to me. I love the ting. I like having a bunch of ways to open the knife. That's kind of one of the things that makes the Factor so fun, is there's so many ways you could do this. So many ways to just even reverse flick it, but also so many ways to use this thing. You can slide off of this and kind of come down on it like that. You can do this weird front flipper thing where it's kind of trippy. It looks like a front flip, but it's this finger putting pressure down on the flipper dale back there. So if you do it right, it looks kind of wild. There we go. It's just more fun to me, and I love the blade shape more. So the Mirage is not for me, but it is really fun. Lefties, it's going to be fine for you guys because you can hit that M lock just with your pointer finger just as easily. So overall, really cool. I'm glad he still did a good sharpening choil. This sharpening choil is excellent, and it also serves as a choke up area, which I love. You can kind of choke up a little, put your finger on this little shelf, kind of maybe like that part of your finger, the tip. But yeah, overall, really cool. You know, don't let the assisted turn you off because it really is unnoticeable until you just notice it, like when when that happens. I don't even think it's enough to really get the blade all the way out. Let's see. Almost, if you hold it horizontally. But yeah, anyways, really cool. These knives are awesome. I can't wait to see what his next OEM project is. I know he's got a couple that I think he was possibly thinking of doing, and I just love I love everything he does. You know, I do kind of want to. I just said I wouldn't buy this, but now I'm thinking about it. I probably want to collect all of his OEM project. You know, all of his OEM knives. That would be cool. So I probably will try to get a Mirage actually, just to have it in the collection. You know. So there you go. Just want to talk about the Mirage there for a bit. Thanks for letting me check it out, Roll. And here's the nice box it comes in. The Factor came in one like this as well. And you get a little COA and all that good stuff in there too. Very good stuff. That's it. Please like the video before you bounce. I'd appreciate it. I'll see you later. Adios.